Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, another video. Today we are talking about American Ninja Warrior Season 17 because we just got our first hint of how that season will be, or more than a hint, unfortunately. But we got a letter to the competitors about how the season format is going to be. So I'm going to read that now and say my opinions. Let's just say my opinions follow the general trend of opinions I've had the past few years about this show. We'll leave it at that. But in a minute I'll get into more opinions overall. So let's go here. So here's a letter. Just full disclosure, I haven't really watched this show in a few years. I stopped watching in season 14. I kind of just got like out of it. Then season 15, I tried to start watching again, and I watched the first 5 episodes, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. But then we got to the racing episodes of semifinals, and it couldn't hold my attention. So I stopped watching last season, and this year I haven't bothered with because I know it's the same as the previous year, so there's no point. So I can't say like, oh, I watched every episode for the past, whatever. But I did. From season 4 to season 11, I watched every single episode, like the day of, basically live. Like I love the show at a certain point, so just so you know. But I haven't been watching recently, so I can't comment on everything. But yes. Also, sorry if it sounds like a rocket's launching in this car. Before I have my computer below here so I can read the letter that I'm gonna read. But the problem is, like, my computer makes a lot of noise, and before, like, the first time I filmed this, it sounded like a rocket was trying to take off in here. It's gotten a bit better on the second attempt of filming, but it's still not great, so sorry if you hear the whirring. I'm trying to talk quickly so you don't hear it, although that's also my natural state. So I'm trying not to talk too quickly. But, yeah. Okay, so here's a letter. I'm just going to start reading it so it doesn't take forever to get to. The letter says, "Hello, ninjas. For those of you who have applied for Season 17 or plan to apply, we wanted to share details about this year's exciting competition." Okay. NW17 will be a celebration of ninjas past, present, and future, featuring iconic obstacles and many fan-favorite ninjas from the past, along with our current athletes. This statement makes me think it might be the final season. That's just reading between the lines, but like the whole like celebration of ninjas past, present, and future sounds kind of like, I don't know. I feel like it might be the final season, but that's just my interpretation, and probably incorrect interpretation. Because I always think it's, I'm always like, oh, it's about to end. The show's not as popular as it used to be, and it always keeps going. So I'm probably gonna be wrong, but that's my thought. Okay, so here we go. Here's where we get into it. All 3 rounds of competition will be held in Las Vegas from September 23rd to October 5th. That's where I'm not too happy with because, as I've said in the past, I feel like traveling is a big part of the show in terms of making it feel fresh. And that's what the seasons have been lacking recently. So the fact that they're doubling down on that is not a good sign. But there's more. Once you are cast, you'll be informed of your shoot dates. The first 2 rounds of competition are a bit of a nod to NW's past. Okay. Qualifying rounds will be held on the standard 6 obstacle course, ending at the Warped Wall. Okay, can't go wrong with that. Semifinal rounds will be a return to the familiar 10 obstacle course we used in past semifinals and semifinals, which is actually good. It's a surprising improvement because seasons 15 and 16 were both filmed with the racing semifinals. So this is actually going back to like season 14 and prior, how they did it. So that's actually a good move, in my opinion. So that's surprising. I was like, okay, this seems too good to be true. I know something's coming up. So I was waiting for the other shoe to drop because I knew this was gonna be something that was bad for me. That could be more of a statement on me than the show, I don't know, but I knew there'd be something in this that annoyed me. So I kept reading, and here it is. It says, those who advance move on to the national finals, which will be held a few days after all the qualifying semifinals are completed. So this season's filmed over the course of like 2 weeks, so it's more of like a contracted season, which isn't a bad thing necessarily, but that's more like Sasuke actually, but it's definitely a difference. But it's not like an issue in itself. But it's kind of like season 12 in a sense. But yeah, so okay. The future of ninja speed courses. Be it the Olympics. Okay, the Olympic thing, I thought that was like, when I first read this, I was like, what's that have to do with anything? But I did read that ninja racing is in the 2020 Olympics, which I know everyone's gonna be like, Brian, great news. It's in the Olympics, if they hear it and tell me. But I don't think ninja needs to be a sport. I think it's a TV show. A TV show I really like and obviously do a lot of stuff for in terms of training and stuff. But I don't think it necessarily needs to be a sport or anything. Like, I like it as it is. So I actually don't like that. I think it's unnecessary, and I don't like ninja racing. So yeah, and I don't like sports, so it doesn't do anything for me like it should. So unfortunately, that's not a great thing. And the fact that it's like a justification for doing more speed courses is also annoying to me. So yeah, it says the future ninja speed courses, be it in the Olympics or local competitions. So for this season, we're adapting our national finals. All these buzzwords that I know I'm not gonna like. Adapting, the future of. I already know it's gonna be a problem. There will be no stages 1, 2, 3, nor the rope climb on stage 4. Instead, those who advance will compete on a series of side-by-side race courses featuring memorable obstacles from the show's history. Probably not like maybe they'll throw in a couple of like harder obstacles. Probably gotta be like lacking like the hard like longer turbo obstacles in favor of like speed course stuff. I'm not saying they won't be. They'll probably fit in the salmon ladder. They'll probably fit in maybe some cliffhanger ledges, but it won't be like the same level of like difficult obstacles. I don't think, because they want it to be like a more of a racing focus, not like a course focus. So that's another downside. Like, you don't really get the range of obstacles. I don't think longer obstacles are actually that bad in races, but I know they like to put more speed stuff, so this is kind of limiting in that respect too. And also, I just don't like speed courses. Like, I don't like watching them. I don't find them enjoyable. So again, this is just not some issues with it. For me, at least. Win your races and you advance with the Ultimate Champion guaranteed to take home $250,000. So there's another sign of a budget cut because we've cut the prize into a quarter. It used to be $1 million, now it's $250,000. Even in the early days with G4, it was $500,000, so we're even below that now. I think the season 12 prize might have been $250 actually for that bridge season. So that's definitely a big indication that there's a big budget cut here, which is already apparent, but that's another more like material indication of that. So yeah. Not that I think the prize being lower is bad, actually, because it's kind of a smaller season, smaller scale. So that's actually appropriate, but it just is a sign. Okay, so here we go. We're sure you have questions. Yes, I do, but they're more rhetorical than anything. And they will be answered over time. This is just a preliminary announcement to help you prepare for competition. If you haven't sent your submission, please do so soon. A space will be limited for a special season. No, I will not. But yeah, so I'm overall disappointed in this news. I think it's a bad move. In fact, I was trying to find the letter so I could read it on this video, because I read it on an Instagram story the other day that's now disappeared. So I was trying to find a letter, and the title of the article that's in it says, American Ninja Warrior is trashing its format, dumping Mount Toriyama and $1 million prize. So, at least I'm not the only one. And I know a lot of comments on the post were negative as well. So people don't like the change. I know, yes, like I know there's a budget cut involved, like I get that part. But the speed courses, no one likes speed courses. At least, like, I don't want to say no one. Like, obviously some people do. But it's not popular. It's a bad change. And, like, it doesn't save money because then you're building two side-by-side courses. I don't get that. I think it's just, like, doubling down on stuff that doesn't work, which I never understand. Like, shows like to always, jump the shark. Obviously, they don't like to, but they always do. And it's like, if you stick with what works, it'll probably go better. It'll run its course eventually. But I feel like they always kind of, like, force it quicker than it needs to be by, like, doubling down on stuff that isn't good instead of, like, the roots of the show. And of course, I just like what I know, so that's part of it. But still, like, it's not a good move to the speed courses, I guarantee. So yeah, that's disappointing. Again, I haven't watched the show in a few years, so it's not like I'm like, oh, what will I do this summer? I'll be fine. But it's still like I want the show to do well because I like it, and I want it to go back to like its previous, like 2019 and prior, when I really liked it, when it was a really good show, which won't happen. But I wish it would, because I would like to watch it again. But I can't get into this format. But yeah, so it's not like, a huge issue that's changing for my sake, but still. I can't believe, like, back in the day, I would have never thought I'd not watch an episode because I was so into it. And I don't think I've changed as much as the show has. Like, I feel like I would still very religiously watch it if it was still good. But it's more the fact that it's not good. I don't think I've changed. I think the show has. This is how I feel. But I don't watch much TV anyway. I don't know what to watch anymore. They're making a new Wipeout series, so maybe that, but I don't know. But the point being, like, I don't know. I just feel like this is a depressing, like a not good change. And it will go badly for a show. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious, but yeah. So, I'm curious how it goes. I'm curious to hear what people think of it. But overall, I would say bad move on their part. But let me know what you think. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I don't really know where else I'm going with this. So I guess it's time to end the video before 10 minutes. So I can say it's a short video. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.